Human sa kapagdipsusin niya sa katawan ng Kristo, human sa komunikasyon, niya itong may kanagutan sa informasyon, nagasaksi ako na siya nakita at takos.
Musayin kita sa panabang sa Ginoong Diyos at sa ating manunubos na sa Jesucristo, ug pinyo nato, piningatong ikso na anak sa orday sa magkakari.
Pinaktanan, salamat sa Diyos. Isip timaan sa atong nagong pagtuyo, ato siya kanaan sa kusog na palakpak. Human asusi ang nakapos ni Diakono, ang atong talangtong obispo mga nagutambag, diniyang pagalitukon ang mga obligasyon sa pari, ang katuyuan sa pagkabalik sulod sa Santa Iglesia, ug ang mga pinatulog iyas ang ngayon sa mga pari. Ato pa rin maminaw ang pilihan sa atong obispo.
We are indeed rejoicing today, for another brother of ours will be advanced to the sacred order of priests. And before I start with my reflection with you this morning on the occasion of the ordination to the priesthood of Reverend Agustin Jr. So kakakalanan natin sa ordain, kaya I emphasize the Jr. I would like to acknowledge in our presence here the presence of Father Nino Itulie, the Regional Superior of the Philippine Region of the SDA. Welcome po, Father. Also, the Regional Secretary, Father Ronald Pasco, the Regional Vocation Director, Father Camilo Bayron, and of course, our beloved Travis Priest and local superior here in Dumalinaw, Father Elpidio Nusa Jr., and for the Zamboanga Area Coordinator, SCJ, Father Richie Pierre, SCJ. I also would like to thank the parents of Reverend Agustin Jr., his father Agustin, and his mother Faye, and his siblings gathered here to celebrate with us this wonderful gift of vocation to the priesthood and to the religious life. I also would like to greet my brother priests from the SPJ and from the Diocese of Cagayan, to our religious sisters and brothers, and to everyone gathered here, to our lay brothers and sisters, rejoicing with us in this great gift of the priesthood that Reverend Agustin Jr. will receive. And for our reflection, I would like to share with you, my dear brothers and sisters, some thoughts about the call of Pope Francis, and which Pope Leo XIV echoed that call to synodality. And in fact, this is a new phase of the Church's journey of faith. This is a novelty that we all share as we continue to follow the will of the Lord for us. And I would like to emphasize three important aspects of synodality for all of us, and especially who is the synodal priest, because our newly ordained priest, si Father Jim yesterday and Father Agustin later on today, they are being called to become synodal priests. And the rest of the seminarians who are also gathered here, you will also be following these steps of our newly ordained brothers. The first aspect that the Church expects from a synodal priest is no other than this: he should be an active listener. Listening is an important aspect of the vocation to the priesthood. In the same way that the shepherd listens to the bleating of the flock entrusted to him, and so it is with the priest. We have to listen to the voice of the flock calling out to us, heeding our voice and listening also to our voices. This active listening, Reverend Agustin, takes on a twofold aspect also. The first one is listening to the people you work with, and especially with your brothers in your religious community. That is the first task of listening, that of listening to others, that of learning to keep silent in order to listen to the voice of the people around us. But it should not stop there, because the second part of listening, and I think this is the more important aspect of listening, is you have to listen to the voice of God, to the promptings of the Holy Spirit, guiding and inspiring you. While it is true that you listen to the people around you, you have to carry everything you heard before the Lord in prayer. As long as you bring your concerns before the Lord, I assure you, Reverend Agustin, that you will be able to discern God's will, that you will be able to make the decisions that will always be in consonance with the fulfillment of God's plan for you, for your community, and for the people entrusted to your care. The second part of the synodal priest and the synodal community is that of fostering dialogue and participation. The time when the priest is the center of all activities is already passé. The call for us now is for a better collaboration, the recognition that our ministry is not ours alone. And in fact, Jesus showed us the perfect example of that. He was never a lone ranger. He chose 12 apostles and later on the 72 in order to work with him, in order to participate in the mission of the church. And this is the second aspect of a synodal priest and the synodal community where we all belong. The call to foster dialogue and better participation from one another. I am sure that in your ministry, Reverend Agustin, there will be times when you will be tempted to do it on your own, to do it all alone. Because sometimes we cannot deny also that there are moments that people would not seem to care or participate, or would not have the desire to join you in your apostolate, in your ministry. And even in your community life, there will be instances when you will also be questioning, is it really a community? Do I really belong to a community? Am I really being helped by my community? And the answer is this: you are an agent of dialogue and participation, which means to say you have to constantly reach out, You have to constantly encourage your brothers and sisters. You have to constantly give yourself in service of others. Because sooner or later, that dialogue and participation will bear fruit in your life and in our life as a community. And the third aspect of a synodal priest and a synodal community is that of embarking on mission. I am sure that as a religious, you will be sent to mission areas. Some would be convenient and comfortable for you, but there are also assignments that will also be difficult and would really test the strength of your vocation to the priesthood.